Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So I'm looking to purchase a McLaren 600 LT Spider. The car is $223,000.
Well, that's just a couple $100,000. Good for you.
Thank you. But it's probably going to be the biggest purchase of my life next to the house that I live in.
Can I tell you something hilarious? I'm currently negotiating with James Childs over like a 98 4Runner. Like literally, he just stuck his head in to talk about it. So go ahead with your McLaren purchase, Tyler.
So I'm just looking for some professional advice here on the purchase because obviously it's a pretty hefty price tag. Mm-hmm. I think I'm in a good financial position to afford the car.
What's it cost?
I wanted to turn to some experts. The cost is $223,000.
Wow. I just don't even know how to act. Okay, cool. I'm going to act really nonchalant. Cool. Okay, cool. What's your net worth?
It's around $1.4 million right now.
Nice. Okay. Looking good. Let's find out. Are you paying cash for the car?
I can. But I know that there's also benefits with a leasing structure. I own a small tech company. So I also am earning about 5.3% right now on my high yield interest savings account. So, if I should leave some money in there or if I should pay cash for the car.
I mean, if you're calling us, the only way I would get this car is if you paid cash for it because you can afford it and it's done and done. I'm assuming that you don't have any other debt laying around that would change my mind here.
I've got $15,000 on another auto loan, but that's locked in at 3.5 right now. And since my savings account is earning more than that.
Did you say you have a $15,000 loan laying around?
I do.
Why? You could be totally free.
I could be totally free. And I know that that's what you're big on. The big reason why I'm not is because it's locked in at 3.5.
But it'd be locked in at zero. It'd be locked in at zero.
Have you factored in the depreciation? You're losing money. Because you're taking a 5% count against your 3 point whatever it is, but your car is going down in value.
Right.
And so your calculation, you think you're winning and you're not.
And you're saying based on depreciation only?
No, I'm saying, number one, you're not, because there's a psychology to this, and I know that nobody wants to factor that in. But part two is, the car is worth less money every day you drive it, and you keep saying you're locked in, and I keep going, that's the problem. You're locked in. No matter what happens to your finances, no matter what this car bottoms out at, you're still paying that same amount of money across the board. Dude, I'm just telling you what I do in my house. I would pay it off right this second. You're a millionaire. You have a $15,000 car debt. What are you doing?
Well, let's keep talking because I want to know more. I want to know, what's your income every year?
So I'm on salary with my company for about $110 a year, and then I pull a bonus that's between about $90 and $120 a year.
Okay.
Depending on how well we do.
Okay, so that puts you at about $200,000 a year.
You're going to spend
it's not looking good. I'm just letting you know right now, Tyler. It's not looking good for you. Let's keep rolling out the numbers. Tell us about your home.
So it's a lakefront condo. I visit in Cleveland with some family. It's fully owned, and it's about $300,000 is the appraised value.
That's what it's worth, and it's fully owned. What other properties? Do you have any other properties that have mortgages?
Nope. It's fully owned. That's the only property.
Okay, so it's really just this $15,000 car. And then between the property and your other investments, you're at $1.4 million net worth, but your income is $200,000.
Yeah, you could say 200. Yep, and I'm maxing out the 401k, maxing out the IRA, money in savings.
I think you're doing really, 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 really well. But here's just a couple of rule of thumbs. I have a feeling that you're going to go and do what you want to do, but let me just give you some just food for thought here. Typically, we would say if you are if you're a baby steps millionaire, your net worth is $1 million or more, you have the ability to buy a brand new vehicle outright. Like at that point, you've done well enough that if you spend the right amount, you should be able to put that money in a pile and burn it to the ground, and your heart rate shouldn't change, right? But then there's another parameter to that where we say, okay, but it shouldn't be any more than half of your annual salary. And if you do this McLaren, you are at more than your annual salary. So if you said, hey, I want to buy a $100,000 car outright, or I want to buy, even if you said it was like 105 or 120, I'd probably be like, yeah, let's do it. But I really do think because of your annual salary, I think that this is too much car for you. I think if we took that $223 and I did a Wile E. Coyote and I put some dynamite on it and blew it up in the middle of the desert, I think that you would start sweating.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're right. Absolutely.
So I don't think it's. I mean, it's my opinion, and it is mine. But I don't think you're quite. I wouldn't do it if I were in your shoes.
Yeah. Can I ask you, like, if somebody called and they made $60,000 a year, and they had a paid for a condo, and they said they wanted to buy a $60,000 car, I would say, please don't do that, because you're putting yourself at a pretty significant financial risk. What is it about this $250,000 car? What is it about this car that's got you by the guts?
And I think that's going to be the game-changing question, hopefully, is that they only made 345 of these cars. Uh-huh. They're an extremely limited production, so it's rare, and it's pretty much being considered a collector's item at this point. And I think it will maintain its value, or if not appreciate over time. Because obviously cars of this caliber are depreciating rocks most of the time.
Is it a P1?
There's no denying that. No, that'd be $1 million car, man. I wish.
Okay, but, which one do you have? Because I'm just doing a cursory look here, and it said outside of the P1, McLarens are losing 30% of they depreciate pretty quick. You know what? I won't argue with you. You know way more. I drive an old truck, so I'm clearly biased. I'm clearly biased here. Like, I just don't put money in depreciating assets. If you think it will go up, I just can't imagine spending a whole year's salary.
Well, there's a part of this scale, though. Let's be honest. Let's go back to that, half of your yearly salary. There's a part of that equation that if your net worth were a certain amount, I'd throw that. I, Jade, would throw that out the window. So you can hold me to that. At 1.4, and knowing that if you were pulling out of this investment to make that happen and make you go down to 1.2, I just don't feel comfortable with that. If you had called me and said, hey, my net worth is even $3 million, I might be like, oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
Or what's your cash position, brother? Yeah. How much cash do you have in the bank?
In the bank right now, I've got about $350,000.
And that's aside from the 1.4 million.
That's a part of the 1.4.
It's a part of the
1.4. The 1.4 is obviously the condo that I own, and then the EBITDA of my business, I think I'm the sole owner.
If I'm you, if I woke up in your shoes and I loved cars the way you did, I feel like it's too soon. I'm still sticking to that 50% rule. If my net worth were higher, I'd probably reconsider. So do with that what you will.
I'm going to try to convince you to get a nice new Highlander.
Stop. He's not getting a Highlander, John.
Get a Highlander.
I'm not even getting a Highlander, John.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.